Shalom dear friends from the nation, we welcome you as Ezra Evans Nehemiyah Hakilotka to Injili ya Milele ya Messiah. This is the journey through the scriptures. Welcome in the next episode, the Book of Nehemiah, and I welcome my brother here to introduce himself so as we begin the Book of Nehemiah. Welcome, my brother.
Thank you. Shalom, shalom, dear brethren. Welcome you in the scriptures, giving thanks to God for this far. My name is Zachariah, and now in the book of Nehemiah. Nehemiah chapter number 1. The word of Nehemiah, son of Hakariah, and it came to be in the month of Kislev in the 20th year, as I was in the citadel of Shushan, the Hanani of my brother came with men from Yehuda, and I asked them concerning the Yehudim who had escaped, who had survived the captivity, and concerning Yerushalayim. And they said to me, the remnant who are left of the captivity in the province are in the great evil and reproach, and the wall of Jerusalem is broken down, and its gates are burned with fire. And it came to be when I heard those words that I sat down and wept and mourned for many days. And I was fasting and praying before the Elohim of the Shemaim. And I said, I pray Yahweh Elohim of the Shemaim, O great and awesome El, guarding the covenant and kindness with those who love you and with those guarding your commands. Please let your ears be attentive and your eyes be open to hear the prayer of your servant, which I am praying before you now, day and night, for the children of Israel, your servants, and you confess their sins of the children of Israel, which we have sinned against you. Both my father's house and I have sinned. We have acted very corruptly against you and have not guarded the commands nor the law nor the right ruling while you commanded your servant Moshe. Please remember the word that you commanded your servant Moshe, saying, if you trespass, I shall scatter you among the people. But if you shall not turn back to me and guard my commands and do them, though you are cast out to the end of the Shemaim, I shall gather them from there and bring them to the place which I have chosen to make my name dwell there. And they are your servants, and you are people, and whom you have redeemed by your great power and by your strong hand. O Yahweh, I pray, please let your ear be attentive to the prayer of your servant and to the prayer of your servants who delight to fear your name. And let your servant prosper this day and grant him compassion in the presence of this man, for I am cupbearer to the sovereign. Nehemiah chapter number 2. And it came to be in the month of Nisan in the 20th year of Atashashta, the sovereign, when the wine was before him, that I took the wine and gave it to the sovereign, and I had never been sad in his presence. And the sovereign said to me, why is your face sad, since you are not sick? This is none else but sorrow of heart. Then I was very much afraid and said to the sovereign, let the sovereign live forever. Why should my face not be sad? Why, when the city, the place of my father's tomb, lies waste and its gates are burned with fire? And the sovereign said to me, what are you asking for? Then I prayed to Elohim of the Shemaim and said to the sovereign, if it seems good to the sovereign, and if your servant is praising before you, I ask that you send me to Yehuda, to the city of my father's tomb, so that I build it. And the sovereign, with the sovereignness sitting beside him, said to me, how long will your journey take? And when do you return? So it seemed good before the sovereign to send me, and I appointed him a time and given to me for the governor beyond the river, that they should allow me to pass through till I come to Yehuda, and a letter to Asaph, the keeper of the sovereign's forest, that he should give me timber to make beam for the gates of the palace that belong to the house, and for the city wall, and for the house I would enter. And the sovereign gave them to me according to the good hand of my Elohim upon me. Then I came to the governors beyond the river and gave to them the letters of the sovereign. Now the sovereign had sent commanders of the army and horsemen with me, and Sanballat the Horonite, and Tobiah the Ammonite official had over it, and to them it was evil, a great evil that a man had come to seek good for the children of Israel. Then I came to Jerusalem and I was there 3 days. I rose up in the night, and I and a few men with me, but informed no one what my Elohim had put in my heart to do at Jerusalem. Nor was there any beast with me except the beast on which I rode. And I went out by night through the valley gate to the jackal fountains and the dung gate, and examined the wall of Jerusalem, which were broken down, and its gates, which were burned with fire. And I went on to the fountain gate and to the sovereign's pool, but there was no room for the beast that was under me to pass. And I went up in the night by the wadi and examined the wall, and I turned back and entered by the valley gate and returned. And the deputy ruler did not know where I had gone, nor what I had done, nor had I yet informed the Yahudim, or the Kohanim, or the nobles, or the deputy rulers, or other who did the work. Then I said to them, you see the evil which we are in, how Jerusalem lies waste, and its gates are burned with fire. Come, let us build the wall of Jerusalem, and let us no longer be a reproach. And I informed them of the land of the hand of my Elohim, which had been good upon me, and also of the sovereign word he had spoken to me. And they said, let us rise up and we shall build. So they made their hand strong for good. But when Sanballat the Horonite heard, and Tobiah the servant, the Ammonite, and Geshem the Arab, and they mocked us and despised us and said, what is this you are doing? Are you rebelling against the sovereign? And I answered them and said to them, the Elohim of Shemaim, he shall barak us, and let us, his servants, rise and build, but you have no portion on the right of or remembrance in Jerusalem. Nehemiah chapter number 3. And Eliashib the Kohen Hagadol rose up with his brother the Kohenim and built the sheep gate. They kadoshed it and stood up its doors, even as far as the tower of Meah. They kadoshed it as far as the tower of Hanani, and the next to him the men of Jericho built. The next to the Zakur son of Imri built, and the son of Hassenah built the fish gate, who laid its beam and stood up its doors, its bolts and bars. And next to them Meremoth son of Uriah son of Kot made repairs. And next to them Meshulam son of Berechiah son of Meshezabel made repair, and next to them Sadok son of Baana made repairs, and next to them the Tekoites made repairs, but their nobles did not put their shoulders to the work of their master. And Jehoiada son of Pesea and Meshulam son of Besodeah repaired the old gate. They laid its beams and stood up its doors and its bolt and its bars. Then and next to them Melatiah the Gibeonite and Adon the Meronothite, the men of Gibeon and Mitzpah repaired the official seat of the governor beyond the river. Next to him Uzziel son of Hahiah, one of the goldsmiths, made repair, and next to him Hananiah, one of the perfumer, made repair, and they restored Jerusalem as far as the broad wall. And next to them, Rephiah, son of Hur, of the half of the district of Jerusalem, made repair. And next to them, Yediah, son of Harumaph, made repair even opposite his house, and next to him, Hattush, son of Hashabeniah, made repair. Malchiah, son of Harim, and Ahashub, son of Paphath, Moab, repaired another section and the tower of the oven, and next to him, Shalom, son of Harosheth, ruler of the half of the district of Jerusalem, made repair, he and his daughters. Hanun and the people of Zanoah repaired the valley gate. They built it and stood up in its door, its bolt, and bar, and 1,000 armor of wall as far as the dung gate. And the dung gate was repaired by Malchiah son of Rechab, the ruler of the district of Bethel Hakerim. He built it and stood up its doors, its bolts, and its bars. And the fountain gate was repaired by Shalom son of Kolzeh, ruler of the district of Mitzpah. He built it and covered it and stood up its doors, its bolts, and bars. Also the wall of the pool of Sherah by the sovereign's garden as far as the stairs going down from the city of David. After him, Nehemiah son of Azbuk, ruler of half of the district of Beth Sur, made repairs as far as the opposite of the tomb of David and to the man-made pool as far as the house of mighty men. After him, Levites, Rehum son of Bani, made repair. Next to him, repaired Hashabiah, ruler of half of the district of Keilah, for his district. After him, brother Bawai, son of Enadad, ruler of the other half of the district of Keilah, made repair. And next to him, Ezer, son of Yeshua, the ruler of Mizpah, repaired another section before the going up to the armory at the corner. After him, Baruch son of Zabai eagerly repaired the other section from the buttress of to the door of the house of Eliashib, the Kohen Agadol. After him, Merod son of Uriah son of Koth repaired another section from the door of the house of Eliashib to the end of the house of Eliashib. And after him, the Kohen, the men of the neighboring, made repair. After him, Biamin and Hashub made repair opposite the house. After them, Azariah, son of Maashe, son of Ananiah, made repair near him house. And after him, Binui, son of Enadad, repaired another section from the house of Azariah to the angle even far as the corner. Paral, son of Uzziah, opposite the corner and on the tower which projects from the sovereign's upper house that was by the courtyard of the prison. After him, Pedaiah, son of Parosh, now the Nethinim, dwelt in the Ophel as far as opposite of the water gate towards the east of the on the projecting tower. After him, the Tekoite repaired another section opposite the great projecting tower as far as the wall of Ophel. Beyond the whole gate of the Kohanim made repair each opposite his own house. After them, Sadok, son of Ima, made a repair opposite his own house. After him, Shemaiah, son of Shechaniah, keeper of the east gate, made repairs. After him, Hananiah, son of Shelemiah, and Hanun, the sixth son of Salaph, has repaired another section. After him, Meshulam, son of Berechiah, made repair opposite his room. After him, Malchiah, one of the goldsmiths, made repair as far as the house of Nethinim, and of the merchants and opposite Mikad gate, as far as the going up to the of the corner. And between the going up of the corner to the ship gate, the goldsmith and the merchants made repairs.
Nehemiah chapter number 4, verse number 1. And it came to be when Sanballat heard that we were rebuilding the wall, that he was told and highly offended and mocked the Yahudim. And he spoke before his brothers and the army of Shomeron and said, what are these feeble Yahudim doing? Are you not going to restore the slaughter completing in a day? Are they not going to bring to life the stones of the heaps, that rubbish which they have burned? And Tobiah the Ammonite was beside him, and he said, whatever they build, his three folks should climb on it, he shall break down their stone wall. Hear, O Elohim, for we have become despised, and they turn back their reproach on our heads. Give them as a prey, and allow the land of captivity, and do not cover their wickedness, and do not let their sin be blotted out from before you, for they have provoked you before the builders. So we built the wall, and the entire wall was joined together of the first half of it, for the people had a heart to work. And it came to be when Sanballat and Tobiah, and when the Arabs and the Ammonites and the Asherites and when Jerusalem were being repaired and broken pieces began to be filled, they became very loud, and all of them conspired together to come up against Jerusalem and to do harm to it. But we prayed to our Elohim and stood watch against the day and night because of them. And Yehuda said, the strength of the burden repair us in the beginning, and there is no much rubbish. that we are unable to build the wall. And our adversaries say, let them not know or see it until come into their midst and shall slay them and cause them the work to cease. And it came to be when Yehudim, who dwelt near, they came and they said to us 10 times, from whatever place you turn, they are against us. So I appointed behind the lower parts of the wall and the openings to the people. I appointed according to their clans and their swords and appears and their bows, and I looked and rose up and said to the nobles and to the deputy rulers and to the rest of the people, do not be afraid. Then remember the great awesome Yahweh and fight for your brothers, your sons, your daughters, your wives, and your houses. And it came to be when our enemies heard that it was known to us and that Elohim, and we brought the council and to know. And all of us returned to the wall, everyone to his work. And it came to be when, from that time on, the half of my servants were working in the work, while the other half were folding the spears and the shields and the bows and the breastplate, and the rulers were behind all the house of Yehudah, who were building the wall and who were bearing the burdens, those loading, working on their hand in the work, and with the other holding of weapon as for the builders, each one armed by his sword, guarded at his side, and he built. And the one who sounded the lamp song was beside me and said to the nobles of the deputy rulers and to the rest of the people, the work is great and large, and we are separated from one another on the wall. In whatever place you hear the sound of the lamps, join us there. Our Elohim fights for us, and so we labored in the work. And half of them, them held the spears from the break of day until the stars appeared. At that time, I also say to the people, let each man and servant spend the night in Israel, and they shall honor our God by night, and for me work by day. So neither I nor my brothers, nor the servants, nor the men of the guard who followed me, none of us took off our garments, each one and his weapon, even at the water. The book of Nehemiah, chapter number 5, verse number 1. And there was a great outcry of the people and their wives against their brothers, the Yehudim. And there were some of who were saying, we, our sons and our daughters are many. Let us get the grain from them and eat and reap. And there were some who were saying, we have mortgaged our lands and vineyards, the houses, let them buy grain because of the scarcity of food. And there were those who were saying, we have borrowed silver for the sovereign tax and our lands and vineyards, and now our flesh is like the flesh of our brothers and children like the children. And see, we are subjecting our sons and our daughters to be slaves, and some of our daughters have been subject, and there is no one power in our hands. For other men have our hands and vineyards, and it was displeasing to me when I heard their outcry and these words. And my heart ruled over me, and I strove with the nobles and with the deputy rulers and said to them, you are exacting interest, each one from his brother. And I called a great assembly against them, and I said to them, according to your ability, we have redeemed our brothers, we have redeemed who were sold to the Gentiles, and we go, and you even sell your brothers, or should they be sold to us? And they were silent and found not a word. I also said, what you are doing is not good. Should you not walk in the reverence of Elohim because of the reproach of the dead Gentiles, our enemies? And also, I, my brothers, and my servants lending the silver and grain, please let us read of this interest. Please give back to them even today their lands and their vineyards, their olive trees and their houses, also 100th part of the silver, of the grain, and the new wine, and of the oil that have been taken from them. And they say, let us give back to us and no more from them. Why do you say? Then I called the Kohanim and made them swear to do according to this word. I also shook off the fold of my garment and said, let Elohim him this way, shake out of the men from his house and from the property who has not told this word, even to be thus shaken out and emptied. And all the assembly said, Amen, and praised Yahweh. And the people did according to this word. Also, from the day I was appointed to be the governor in the land of Yehudah, from the 20th year until the 32nd year of the sovereign of Atashashta, 12 years, neither I nor my brothers ate the governor's food, but the former governors who were before me laid burdens and the people, and took from them the bread and wine beside the 40 shekels of silver. Your servants also oppressed the people, but I did not do so because of the reverence of Elohim. I also applied myself to the work of this world. We did not buy any land, and all the servants were gathered for the work. And at my table were 150 the Yehudim, the deputy rulers, besides those who came from the nations around us, and that these which has been separated from the daily was 1 ox and 6 choice sheep, and bars were prepared for me. And once every 10 days, plenty and all kinds wine. And in spite of all, I did not seek the governor's food because the bondage was heavy on these people. On my Elohim, remember me for the good of all that I have done for these people. Nehemiah chapter number 6. And it came to be, when Sanballat and Tobiah and Geshem and Arab and the rest of the enemies said that I had rebuilt the wall, and that there was no breakers left in it, though at that time I had to put up the doors in the gates, and Sanballat and Geshem sent to them, saying, Come, let us meet together in the villages of on the plain of honor, but they were planning to do evil to me. So I sent messengers to them, saying, I am doing a great work, and I am able to come down. Why should the work cease while I leave it to come down to you? However, they sent the same words 4 times, and I answered them the same word. Then Sanballat sent the servant to me an open letter in his hand, the same word the 5th time. In it was written among the nations, it has heard. And Gashmu is saying that you are and the Yehudim are planning to rebel. Therefore, you are rebuilding a wall, and you are to be the sovereign according to these words. And you have also appointed Nevi'im to proclaim concerning you at Yerushalayim, saying, a sovereign is in Yehuda, and now these words are heard by the sovereign. Therefore, come now and let us take counsel together. Then I sent to him, saying, There are no such matters done as you are saying, but you are inventing them in your own heart. For all of them were making us afraid, saying, Let us the hands stricken for the work, and it not be done. But now make my hands strong. And when I came to the house of Shemaiah, son of Deriah and Mehetabel, who restrained, he said, Let us be together in the house of Elohim inside the Hekal, and let us close the doors of the Hekal. They are coming to slay you. By night they are coming to slay you. And I say, should a man like me flee? And who is there like me who will go into the Hekal and to save his life? I do not go in. And see, I perceived that Elohim had not sent him, but that he spoke this Nebu against me because of Tobias, and Sanballat had hired him, because he was hiring that I should be afraid and do so, and all shall sin, and so then they could give me an evil name to reproach. My Elohim remember Tobiah and Sanballat according to these works of theirs, and the Nebiah, Abadiah, and the rest of the Nebim, who would made me afraid. And the work was completed on the 25th of the month of Elul in 52 days. And it came to be, when all our enemies had and all the nations around us saw that we fell greatly in their own eyes, and they knew that the work of it was done by our Elohim. In those days, the nobles of Yehuda also sent many letters to Tobiah, while those of Tobiah came to them, for many in Yehuda were sworn to him, because he was the son-in-law of Shechaniah, son of Allah, and his son Yohanan had married the daughter of Meshulam, son of Berechiah. They were also speaking about his good deeds before me, and reported my words to him. Tobiah sent letters to frighten me.
Nehemiah chapter number 7. And it came to be, when the wall was rebuilt, that I stood up the doors, and the gatekeepers and the singers and the Levites were appointed. And I put my brother Hanani in charge of Jerusalem, and Hananiah the head of the palace, for he was a trustworthy man and feared Elohim more than many. And I said to them, Let not the gates of Jerusalem be open until the sun is hot. And while they are standing by, let them shut the doors and bolt them, and appoint the guards from among the inhabitants of Jerusalem, each at his post, and each in front of his own house. And the city was made on both sides and great, and by the people, but the people in it were few, and the houses were not rebuilt. And my Elohim put into my heart to gather the nobles and the deputy rulers and the people in order to register by genealogy. And I found a register of the genealogy of those who had come up at the beginning, and I found written in it. These are the sons of the province who came back from the captivity of the exiles from Nebuchadnezzar, the sovereign of Babel had exiled, and who returned to Jerusalem and Yehuda, each of to his city. Who came to Zerubbabel, Yeshua, Nehemiah, Azariah, Rahamiah, Nahamani, Mordecai, Bilshai, Mitzreph, Bigwai, Nehum, Bana, the number of the men of the people of Israel, of sons of Parosh, 2,172, sons of Shephatiah, the 372, sons of Ara, 652, sons of Pafath Moab, of the sons of Yeshua and Joab, 2,818, sons of Eliah 1,254, sons of Zatu 845, sons of Zakai 760, sons of Benui 648, sons of Bebai 628, sons of Asgad 2,322, sons of Adonikam 667, sons of Bigwai 2,067, sons of Adin 655, sons of Ater of Hezekiah 98, sons of Hashum 328, sons of Bethsai 324, sons of Harifah 112, sons of Gibbon 95, and men of Bethlehem and Netophah 185, men of Anoth 128, men of Beth Azaweth 42, men of Kiriathjearim, Kephirah, and Beeroth 743, men of Ramah and Geba 621, men of Mekam 122, men of Bethel and Ai 123, men of other neighbor 52, son of the other Eliam 1,254, sons of Harim 320, sons of Jericho 345, son of Lord Hadi and Ono 721, son of Senata 3,930, the Kohanim, sons of Yediah of the house of Yeshua 973, sons of Imad 1,052, sons of Pashur 1,247, sons of Harim 1,017, the Levite son of Yeshua of Kedimiel, sons of Hodewa 74, the singers, sons of Asaph 148, the gatekeeper, sons of Shalom after Atar, sons of Talmon, sons of Akub, sons of Hatita, sons of Shobai 138, the Nethinim, sons of Sar, sons of Ashufah, sons of Taboath, sons of Kerios, sons of Sion, sons of Padon, sons of Lebana, sons of Hagaba, sons of Salmai, sons of Hanan, sons of Gidel, sons of Gapha, sons of Rea, sons of Retzin, sons of Nekoda, sons of Gazam, sons of Uza, sons of Pesach, sons of Besai, sons of Menuim, sons of Nephisheim, sons of Bakuk, sons of Hakufa, sons of Afur, sons of Batzrid, sons of Merida, sons of Asha, sons of Bakos, sons of Sisera, sons of Tema, sons of Netzia, sons of Hatifa, the son of Shelomo, servants, sons of Sotai, sons of Shoferah, sons of Perida, sons of Yaala, sons of Dakon, sons of Gidel, sons of Shephatiah, sons of Hatir, sons of Pokerath, sons of Sebaim, sons of Ammon, or the Nethinim, and the sons of Shelomo, servants, were 322. And there were the ones who came from up of Tel-Mela, Tel-Hasha, Kerub, Adon, and Imar, but they were unable to show their father's house and their seeds whether they were of Israel. Sons of Deliah, sons of Tobiah, sons of Nekoda, 642, and the Kohanim, sons of Habiah, sons of Koth, sons of Barzillai, who took a wife of the daughter of Barzillai, the Gileadite, and who called by their name. This sought the registers of those who were caught by genealogy, but it was not found, so they were as defiled from the Kehuna. And the governor said to them that they should not eat of the most Kodesh gift until the Kohen stood up with Urim and Tumim. All the assembly together was 42,360, besides the male and female servants, these were 7,337, and they had 245 men and women singers. The horses were 736, their mules 245, camels 435, and donkey 6,720, and some of the heads of the fathers contributed to the work. The governor gave to the treasury 1,000 gold drachmas, 50 basins, and 530 garments of the Kohenim. Some of the heads of the father's house gave to the treasury of the work 20,000 gold drachmas and 2,200 silver minas. And the rest of the people gave 20,000 gold drachmas, 2,000 silver minas, 67 garments of Kohenim. So the Kohenim and the Levites and the gatekeepers and the singers and some of the people and the name and all Israel dwelt in their cities. Nehemiah chapter number 8. And when the seventh month came, the children of Israel were in their cities, and all the people gathered together as one man in an open space that was not in front of the water's gate. And they too spoke to Ezra, the scribe, to bring the book of the Torah of Moshe, which Yahweh had commanded Israel. And Ezra the Kohen brought the Torah before the assembly of both men and women, on all who could hear with understanding, on the first day of the seventh month. And he read it from its open space and in front of the water's gate from the morning until midday before the men and women and those who could understand, and the ears of all the people who were on the book of the Torah. And Ezra the scribe stood on a platform of wood which they had made for the purpose, and beside on his right stood Mattiah and Shema and Ananiah and Uriah and Hilkiah and Maaseiah, and on his left Pedaiah and Mishael and Malkiah and Hashum and Hashbanadana, Zechariah, Meshulam. And Ezra opened the book in the sight of all the people, for he was above all the people. And he opened it, and all the people stood up. And Ezra baraked Yahweh the great Elohim. Then all the people answered, Amen, Amen, while lifting up their hands. And they bowed their heads and worshipped Yahweh with faces to the ground. And Yeshua and Bani and Sherebiah, Yamim, Akub, Sheba, Zai, Hilia, Maaseiah, Kelita, Azariah, Yazabad, Hanan, Peliah, and the Levites caused the people to understand the Torah while the people were in their place. And they read in the book of the Torah of Elohim, translating to give the sense, to give understanding to the reading. And Nehemiah, who was the governor, and Ezra the Kohen, the scribe, and the Levites who taught the people, said to all the people, This day is Kodesh to Yahweh your Elohim. Do not mourn or weep, for all the people wept when they heard the words of the Torah. Then he said to them, Go eat and the fatness and drink the sweet, and send portions to those for whom none is prepared. For this day is Kodesh to our master. Do not be sad, for the joy of Yahweh is our strength. And the Levites were silencing all the people, saying, Hush, for the day is Kodesh, do not be sad. And all the people went to eat and to drink and to send portions and to make a great rejoicing, because they understood the words that were made known to them. And on the second day, the head of the fathers of all the people with the Kohanim and the Levites were gathered to Ezra the scribe in order to study the words of the Torah. And they found written in the Torah, which Yahweh had commanded by Moshe, that the children of Israel should dwell in booths in the festival of the seventh month, and they should announce and proclaim in all their cities and in Jerusalem, saying, Go out and of the mountain and bring olive branches, branches of the oil trees, and myrtle branches, and palms branches, and branches of the leafy trees, to make booths, and is as it is written. So the people went out and brought them and made themselves booths, each one on the roof of their house and in the courtyard and in the courtyards of the house of Elohim, and in the open space of the water gate, and in the open space of the gate of Ephraim, and the entire assembly of those who had come back from the captivity made booths and sat under the booths. For since the days of Yeshua son of Enan until that day the children of Israel had not done so. And there was very great rejoicing, and day by day from the first day until the last day he read from the book of the Torah of Elohim, and they performed the festival 7 days. And on the eighth day there was an assembly according to the right ruling. Nehemiah chapter number 9. And on the 24th day of the month of the children of Israel were assembled with fasting and in the sackcloth and with earth on them. And the descendants of the Israelites separated themselves from all the foreigners and stood and confessed their sins and the wickedness of their fathers. And they stood up in the place and read from the book of the Torah of Yahweh, their Elohim, a fourth part of the day, and a fourth part of they were confessing and worshipping Yahweh, their Elohim. Then Yeshua and Bani Kadmei, Sebania, Buni, Sherebiah, Bani, Kenani stood on the stairs of the Levites and cried out with a loud voice to Yahweh, their Elohim. Then the Levites, Yeshua and Kadmei, Bani, Henabiah, Sherebiah, Hodiah, Shebaniah, Padaiah, said, Rise, Barak, Yahweh, your Elohim, forever and ever, and let the Barak, your esteemed name, and which is exalted above the all Barakah and praise. You are Yahweh, you alone. You have made the Shemaim of the Shemaim with all their hosts, the earth and all that are in it, the seas and all that is in them, and you gave life to them all, and the host of the Shemaim and bowing themselves to you. You are Yahweh the Elohim who chose Abraham and brought him out of Ur and of Kasdim and gave him the name of Abraham, and found his heart trustworthy before you, and made a covenant with him to give the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Jebusites, and the Gershites to give each to his seeds. And you have established your words, for you are righteous. And so the afflictions of our fathers in Mizraim, and had their cry by the sea of reeds, and gave signs and wonders against Pharaoh and against all his servants and against all the people of his land. For you knew that they acted proudly against them, and you made a name for yourself as it is this day. And you split the sea before them, and they passed over in the midst of the sea and of the dry land and their pursuers you knew, you threw into the deep as a stone into the mighty waters. And you led them by day with a cloudy column, and by night with a column of fire to give them light in the way they were to go. And you came down on the Mount Sinai and spoke with them from the Shemaim and gave them the straight right rulings and Torah of trust, good laws and commands. And you made known to them your Kodesh Sabbath, and you commanded them commands and laws and Torah uh, by the hand of Moshe your servant. And you gave them bread from the Shemaim, from the hunger, and brought them water out of the rock for their thirst, and said to them to go into the in to possess the land which you had sworn to give them. But they and our fathers acted proudly and hardened their neck and did not obey your commands. And they refused to obey, and they remembered not your wonders that you did among them, and hardened their neck, and in their rebellion they appointed a leader to return to their bondage. But you are a forgiving Eloah, showing favor and compassionate patience and of great kindness, and did not forsake them. Even when they made a molded calf for themselves and said, This is mighty one, and that brought up for Mizraim and worked great blasphemies, yet you in your great compassion did not forsake them in the wilderness. The column of the great did not turn away from them by day and to lead them on the way, and not the column of fire by night to give them light on their way they were to go. You also gave your good law to instruct them, and did not withhold your manna from their mouth, and gave them water to them in the wilderness. They lacked not, their garments did not wear out, and their feet did not swell. and you gave them rain and peoples and apportioned them their lot. So they took possession of the land of Sihon and the land of sovereign of Heshbon and the land of Og, sovereign of Bashan, and you increased their children as far as the stars of the Shemaim and brought them into the land which you had said to their fathers to go in and possess. So the sons they went in and possessed the land, and you humbled before them and made and the people of the land the Canaanites and gave them into their hands with their sovereigns and the people of the land to do with them as they desired. And they captured walled cities and a rich land and possessed houses filled with all good cisterns already dug, vineyards and olive trees and full fruit trees in plenty. So they ate and were satisfied and grew fat and delighted themselves in your great goodness. But they became disobedient and rebelled against you and cast your Torah behind their backs, and they to bring them back to yourself, and they worked great blasphemies. Therefore you gave them into the hand of their enemies who distressed them, and in the time of their distress, when they cried to you, you heard from the Shemaim. According to your great compassion, you gave them Savior who saved them from the hand of their enemies. But after they had rest, they turned back to do evil before you. Then you left them in the hand of the enemies so that they ruled over them. But when you turned back and cried out, they turned back and cried it out to you. You heard from the Shemaim and delivered them according to your compassion many times and warned them to bring them back to your Torah. But they acted proudly and did not obey your commands and sinned against your right rulings, which if a man does, he shall live by them. And they gave them the rebellious shoulder and hardened their neck and would not hear. And you had patience with them for many years and warned them by your word and by your hand of your Nebiim, yet they would not give ears. Therefore you gave them into the hand of the people of the lands, but in your great compassion you did not make an end of them, nor forsake them, for you are an heir of favor and compassion. And now our Elohim, the great, mighty, and awesome El, guarding the covenant and the kindness, let all the trouble that has come upon us, our sovereign and our heads and our Kohanim and our Nabim and our fathers and all your people, from the day of the sovereign of Ashur until this day, seem true before you. And in all that had came upon us, you are righteous, for you have done truth, but we have done wickedness. And our sovereign, our ruler, our Kohanim, and our fathers had not done your Torah, nor heeded your commands or your witness with which you witnessed against them. For they had not served you in their reign, or in your great goodness that you gave them, nor in the large and rich land which you put before them, neither turn back for their evil deeds. See, we are servants today, and the land that you gave to our fathers to eat its fruit and the good of it, see, we are servant in it. And its rich yield goes to the sovereigns you had appointed over us because of our sins. And they rule over our bodies and our livestock are their precious, and we are in great distress. And because of all this, we are making a trustworthy pledge and write it, and our rulers and our Levites and our Kohanim put their seal on it.
Nehemiah chapter number 10, verse number 1. And those who put their seal were Nehemiah the governor, sons of Kalia, the Siddiqiah, Seliah, Azariah, Jeremiah, Punesha, Amaria, Melchiah, Hatush, Evania, Maluk, Mariam, Meremoth, Obadiah, Daniel, Ginenoth, Baruch, and Mishlam, Abia, Miyamim, Mazia, Bilgal, the Shemaiah. These are the Kohanim and the Levites of both Yeshua and Sariah Binui, the sons of Benadab and Kadimiel, and their brothers Shabaniah and Adiel, and Kiriata, Pania, Hernan, Mika, Rehoboth, Shavania, Zakor, and Sherebiah, Sabau, Wadia, and Bani, Benino, and the leaders of the people, Porosh, Panath, Moab, and Midian, Zatu, Bani, Boni, Agdali, Bebai, Adoniah, Bigwai, Adin, and Zizkia, Azur, Zodia, Ashuel, Besai, Haripa, North, Benebai, Makpiash, Meshuram, Eziel, Meshbezabel, Zadok, Yedim, Penadia, Hanaya, Anaya, Hoshea, Anania, Ashrim, Haronesh, Pilha, Sobek, Rehum, and Kushabna, Mashea, Ahia, Hanan, Anan, Maruk, Abraham, Baania, and the rest of the people, the Kohenim, the Levites, and the gatekeepers, the singers, and the Nedim, and all those who had separated themselves from the peoples of the lands unto the Torah of Elohim, their wives, their sons, and their daughters, all of who all knowledge and understanding were joining with their brothers, they are nobles who are entering into the curse, into the oath, and to walk into the Torah of Elohim, with words by the Moshe, the servant of Yahweh, to gather and to do all the commands of Yahweh our Adon, and his right rulings and laws, that he would not give our daughters to wives. The peoples of the land, not the daughters of their sons, and all, if the peoples of who bring wares on the green and they sell on the Sabbath day, would not buy from it on the Sabbath, or Kodesh day, and we will forego, and for the 7th year and interest every hand, and we impose commands on ourselves, to give from ourselves yearly 1/3 to the shekel of the survival of the house of Elohim, for with the showbread, and for the continued grain offering, for the continued burnt offering of the Sabbaths of the new moons and the appointed times, and the Kodesh offerings, and from the sin offering to make atonement for Israel, and all the work of the house of Elohim. We cast lots among the Kohanim and the Levites and the people, not bringing the people wood offering into the house of Elohim according to our fathers' houses, and appointed at appointed times, year by year, to burn to the altar of Yahweh our Elohim, as it is written in the Torah, and to bring the first fruits of our land, and the first fruits of all the fruit of all the trees year by year in the house of Yahweh, and also to bring the firstborn and the sons of our livestock, and also as it is written in the Torah, and the firstling of our hearts, and the flocks, and of the house of our Elohim, to the Kohanim attending to the house of Elohim, and we should bring the first fruit of our dove, and our contribution to the fruit of all kinds of the trees, of the new wine and of oil, and the Kohanim, and given to the storerooms in the house of Elohim, the tithes of our land, and the Levites, for the Levites should receive the tithes in all our rural towns, and the Kohen sons of Aaron and so shall be with the Levites when the Levites receive tithes, and the Levites bring the 10th of the tithe to the house of our Elohim, into the rooms of the stores, the children of Israel, the children of Levi, who are bring the offering of the grain to the new wine of the oil, the store rooms where the vessels of the Mikdash are, where the Kohanim who attend, the gatekeepers and the singers are, and we should not neglect the house of our Elohim. Nehemiah chapter number 11, verse number 1. Now the rulers of the people that dwelt in Yesharim, in the rest of the people, and cast lots to bring out the 10 to dwell in Yesharim and Kadosh, the city 9/10, were to dwell in the other cities, and the people, Barak, all the people, the men, and returned to dwell in Yesharim, and all these are the heads of the province who dwelt in Yesharim, and in the cities of Yehuda, everyone dwelt in his own possession. The cities Israel, the Kohen, and the Levites, and the Nevinim, and the sons of Shelomoth's servant. And in Yesharim dwelt certain of the children of Yehuda, of the children of Benjamin, the children of Yehuda, Adaiah, son of Uzziah, son of Zechariah, son of Amariah, son of Zebadiah, son of Ariel, so the children of Perez, and Manasseh, son of Baruch, son of Kolhoseh, son of Isaiah, son of Adiah, son of Yerif, son of Zechariah, son of Shioni. And all the sons of Perez who dwelt in Yesharim were 468 brave men, and these were the sons of Benjamin, Saruk, son of Maurem, son of Joel, son of Pedania, son of Kareah, son of Maaseh, son of Ithiel, son of Yeshaiah, and after him Gavai, Sarai, 928, and Yoel, son of Zikri, was there overseer, and Yahudi, son of Senua, the second over the city of the Kohanim of Yeadiah, a son of Yoyarib, King Seraiah, son of Hilkiah, son of Meshiran, son of Zadok, and Mereoth, the son of Abitub, the leader of the house of Elohim, and the brothers who did the work of the house were 822, and Adiah, son of Jeroham, son of Periah, son of Amzi, son of Zechariah, son of Pashur, son of Markisiah, and his brothers, the heads and the fathers, and they were 242, and Amasai, son of Azariah, son of Azariah, son of Meshi, Amos, son of Imah, and the brothers of the mighty brave were 128, and the overseer was Zabudai, son of the great ones, also of the Levites, Shemaiah, sons of Shub, son of Azrikam, son of Shabaniah, son of Buni, and the Shebatai, the Yozabab, and the heads of the Levites, over the outside the work of the house of Elohim, and Mataniah, son of Micah, and son of Zabdi, son of Asaph, who was the leader, and began thanksgiving with prayer and Bakbukia. The second among his brothers, and Abda, son of Shamua, son of Gariah, son of Yedid, and all the Levites of the Kodesh, and the city of 284. The gatekeepers are Akub, Talmon, and all the brothers keeping the garden gates were 172, and the rest of Israel of all the Kohanim Levites were in all the cities of Yehuda, each one in his inheritance. But the Nethim dwelt in Ophel and Sila, while the Nethim and overseer of the Levites, Yerushalayim, was the Uzi, son of Bani, one of Bashia, a son of Mataniah, son of Micah, son of Asaph, and the singers of all the work of the house of Elohim. For the sovereign's command was upon them, for support for the singers and matter day by day. And the Pethaniah, son of Mezabel, the children of Zorah, son of Yehuda, was the sovereign of deputy of all matters concerning the people in all the villages, with the Yafid, and some of the children of Yehuda dwelt in Kiryat Halba, and dwelt in Kiryat Halba in the villages, and its Dibon in its villages, and Yabsekel, the villages, and in Yeshua, and in Morada, and in Beit Peret, and in Hazar Shual, and in Beersheba, and villages, and in Stilakram, and in Mekona, and its villages, and in Rimon, and in Soar, and in Yamud, Yonan, Yabudal, and the villages of Rakish, and the fields of Ezekiel, and the villages of Sudot in Beersheba to the valley of Inon, and the children of Benjamin from Geba, and Mikmash, and Ikea, and the Beit El, and their villages, and Anathoth, Nob, Ananiah, Hasol, Lama, Gilead, Gadid, Tzebol, Nebarat, Lord, and Honor, Yea, Harashim, and of the Levites, the divisions of Yehuda were for Benjamin. Nehemiah chapter number 12. And these were the Kohen and the Levites who came up from Zerubbabel, son of Sheretai, the Yeshua, Shariah, Yirmiah, Ezra, Amaria, Marok, Usa, Shekiah, Rehum, Meromoth, Iddo, Genezoi, Abia, Miriam, Miriamin, Madia, and Birkiah, Shemaiah, and Yarabi, Yedaiah, Shalua, Moka, Kilikia, and Yedaiah. These are the heads of the Kohenim and the brothers in the day of Yeshua. And the Levites of Yeshua, Benui, Chaldea, Shereah, Yehuda, Mattiah, and over Thanksgiving, and he and his brothers, Bakbukia, and Uni, and their brothers were opposite from the guard duties. And Yeshua brought forth the Joachim, and Joachim brought forth the Eliashab, and Eliashab brought forth the Yadab, and Yadab brought forth the Yonathan, and Yonathan brought forth the Yedua. And in the days of Joachim, the Kohen, the sets of the fathers were the Seraiah, Meriah, and Jeremiah, Hananiah, and Ezra, and Meshriah, and Amari, Yohanan, and Beriku, Jonathan, and Shebashia, as Yosef, and Arim, and Adna, Merazeh, Hadai, and Ido, Zechariah, and Ginoth, and Meshia, Abiyah, Zikri, and Miriam, and Moadim, and Pisi, Biga, Shamua, and Shemaiah, and Jonathan, and Joab, Mattenai, and of these the Eldah, Uzi, Serai, and Karai, among the Eba, Amok, Eba, and Irikia, Shebani, and Yebekei, Nathaniel, and the Levites of the Kohenim, the days of Uriah, Yoada, Yohanan, and Yedua, were recorded heads of the fathers, and also the Kohenim in the reign of the Rehavesh the Persian, sons of Levi, the heads of the fathers, and the days of Yohanan, son of Elishab, were written in the book of the Annals, and the heads of the Levites of the Ananesh, and Yeshua, son of Kadmiel, and the brothers opposite to them to praise, to give thanks, with the opposite watch according to the command of David, the man of Elohim, Matani and Bakbukia, Obadiah, Shemaiah, and Tamon, Akub, and the gatekeepers are guarding the storehouse, the storerooms, and the gates. These were in the days of Joachim. Joachim, son of Yeshua, son of Joachim, in the days of Nehemiah, the governor, and the Ezra, the Kohen, the scribe, and the dedication of the wall of Jerusalem. They sought in the Levites and all the priests to bring them to Jerusalem to perform the dedication of the grandest with thanksgiving and with the singing and cymbals and harps and lyres, and the sons of singers gathered together from countryside around Jerusalem with the villages of Netophathites, and from Bethel, Gil, and from the field of Geba, and the singers built themselves villages in all Jerusalem. The Kohen and the Levites cleansed themselves, and they cleansed the people and the gates and the walls and all about the rulers and Yehuda upon the wall, and appointed 2 large thanksgiving choirs and to go to the right of the wall toward the dung gate, and that after them went on Hoshea and half of the rulers of Yehuda, then Azariah, Ezra, and Meshullam, Yehuda, Benjamin, and Shemaiah, Yemiah, and the sons of Kohenim, and the trumpets, and Zechariah, the son of Jonathan, a son of Shemaiah, son of Mataniah, Micaiah, a son of Zakur, and son of Asaph, and his brother Shemaiah, and Azriel, Mariah, and Giriai, Maai, the Nadir, Yehudi, and Anani, with the instruments of the songs of David of the man of Elohim, with Ezra the scribe before them, and the fountain of the gate sought ahead of them, and went up the stairs in the city of David, and the stairway of the well beyond the house of David, as far as the water gate eastward, and the other thanksgiving choir went out against them, and behind them, with half of the people on the wall going past the tower of the ovens as far as the broad wall, and above the gate of the Ephraim, and above all the old gate, and above the fish gate, and the tower of Ananiah, and the tower of Meah, as far as the ship gate, and they stood the gate of the prison. And then the two thanksgiving cause took and stand in the house of Elohim, and I have in the deputy of rulers with all, and the Henem and Hakim and Maaseh, Makia, Micaiah, Elohim, Zechariah and Ananiah with the trumpets, and Maaseh, Shemaiah and Elizah, and Uzi and Yohanan and Melchiah and Elam, and that with thanksgiving sang and out with the Israel, in church. And on that day they brought great offerings and rejoiced, for Elohim had made them rejoice in with great joy. And the women, the children also rejoiced, so that the joy of Yerushalayim was heard far away. And on that day some appointed over the rooms for the stores and the contribution of the first fruits, and for the days of to gather in them into the feast of the city, the portion required to the Torah of the Kohen and the Levites. For Yehuda rejoiced over the Kohen and the Levites who stood up. Both the singers of the gatekeepers guarded to the charge of the Elohim and to the charge of the cleansing according to the command of David, Shlomo his son. And for the days of David and the Asaph of all, there was the chiefs and the singers and the songs of praise and thanksgiving to Elohim. And in the days of Zerubbabel and the days of Nehemiah, all Israel gave their portions of the singers, the gatekeepers' portion into each day, and the Kadosh what was for the Levites, and to the Levites Kadosh what was for the children of Aharon.
Chapter number 13 and the last chapter. On that day, that was read from the book of Moshe in the hearing of the people, and it was found written that an Ammonite and a Moabite should not come into an assembly of Elohim forever, because they had not met the children of Israel with bread and water, and had Balaam against them to curse them. Although our Elohim turned the curse into a barakah, and it came to be when they had heard the Torah, they separated all the mixed multitude from Israel, and before this Eliashib the Kohen had authority over the storerooms of the house of our Elohim, was a relative of Tobiah, and he had prepared for him a large room where previously they had stored the grain offering and the frankincense and the utensils and the tithes of the grain and the new wine and the oil, which were commanded to the Levites and the singers and the gatekeepers and the contributions for the Kohanim. But in all this I was not in Yerushalayim, for in the 32nd year of Artaxerxes, sovereign of Babel, I came to the sovereign, and after some days I obtained my request of the sovereign, and I came to Yerushalayim and learned of the evil which Eliashib had begun for Tobiah in preparing a room for him in the courts of the house of Elohim. And it was very displeasing to me, therefore I drew all the household goods of Tobiah and out of the room, and I commanded them to cleanse the room, and I put back into them the utensils of the house of Elohim, of Elohim, with the grain offering of the frankincense. And I learned that the portions of the Levites had not been given them, for each of the Levites had, and the singers who did the work had gone back to his fields. Then I contended with the deputy rulers and said, why is the house of Elohim forsaken? And I gathered them together and stood them in their place. And all Yehuda brought their tithe and all the grain and the new wine and oil unto the house, to the storehouse. And I appointed a treasurer over the storehouse, Shelemiah the Kohen, and Zadok the scribe, and Pedaiah the Levite, and next to them was Hanan son of Zakur, son of Mattaniah, for they were reckoned trustworthy, and it was on them to distribute to their brothers. Remember me, O my Elohim, concerning this, and do not wipe out my kind deeds that I have done for the house of my Elohim and for his charges. In those days I saw in Yehuda those trading with wine presses on the Shabbat and bringing in ships and riding donkeys with wine grapes and figs and all the kinds of burdens, and they brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day, so I went on that day they sold food. And the men of Saul dwelt there, bringing in fish and all kind of goods, and sold them on the Sabbath to the children of Yehuda and in Jerusalem. Then I contended with the nobles of the Yehuda and said to them, what evil matters is that you are doing, profaning the Sabbath day? Did not your fathers do the same, so that our Elohim brought all this evil on us, on this city? Yet you bring added wrath on Israel by profaning the Sabbath. And it came to be at the gates of Jerusalem as it began to be dark before the Sabbath that I commanded the gates to be shut and commanded that they should not be opened till after the Sabbath. And I stood some of my servants at the gates so that no burden would be brought in on the Sabbath day. And the merchants and the sellers and all the kinds of wares spent the night outside Jerusalem once or twice. And I warned them and said to them, why do you spend the night around the wall? If you do so again, I lay hands on you. From that time on, they came no more on the Sabbath. And I commanded the Levites that they should cleanse themselves, and they should come guarding the gates to Kadosh the Sabbath day. Remember me, O my Elohim, concerning this also, and pardon me according to the greatness of your kindness. In those days I also saw Yahudim who had married women of Ashdod, Ammon, Moab, and half of their children spoke the language of Ashdod and could not speak the language of Yehudah, but spoke according to the language of other people. Then I contended with them, and I consumed and cast them, and smote some of them, and pulled out their hair, and made their swear by Elohim, saying, you do not give your daughters or as wives to their sons, nor take your daughters for their sons or yourselves. Did not Solomon, sovereign of Israel, sin against them? Among the many nations there was no sovereign like him, who had beloved of his Elohim, and Elohim made him sovereign over all Israel, even him foreign women caused to sin. Should we then hear of young doing of all this great evil, trespassing against our Elohim by marrying foreign wives? And one of the sons of Jehoiada, sons of Eliashib the Kohen Hagadol, was a son-in-law of Sanballat the Horonite, and I drove him from me. Remember them, O my Elohim, because they have defiled the Kehunah and the covenant of the Kehunah and the Levites. Thus I cleansed them from all that it was foreign, and I appointed duties to the Kohanim and the Levites, each in his task, and for the woods offering and the first fruits at appointed times. Remember me, O my Elohim, for good.
Shalom, we have come to the end of the book of Nehemiah. Thanks for watching. It has been I, Hezron Evans and Zechariah Adistina Sikos is himself. And also, thank you for watching and also for tuning in Injili ya Milele Yashua Messiah. Remember, don't forget to subscribe, to share, and also to comment and to like. And also, as well as you may find us also through the Messianic Double Show on YouTube channel, and as well as Injili or the Messianic Double Show on Facebook pages. We have the Sacred Assembly, and also we have the Victor Kiiru. There you will find us, and also on my Facebook, my timeline on Facebook page, Hezron Evans. Thanks for watching. May Yahweh do you good and barak you as we wait, and also as we go to the next episode, the episode as we begin the Brit Kadasha. Yahweh do you good. Thanks for watching, and we say Rehita Ot. Thank you.